Hey guys, Chris from Adaptation here, and in this video I'm going to show you the solution for question 7 from the May 2011 PoA Paper 2. If you want to see the solutions for the other questions on this paper, I'm going to put a card up there and a link in the description below, so be sure to check those out as well. And with that said, let's get into the question. Okay, so part A starts off by telling us that Cartel V sells leather sandals. His transactions for the month ended July 31st, 2010 were as follows. Okay, so we have a nice little table here showing us some information. Transactions, beginning stock, 110 units at $55 per unit. Then we have stock purchases, 490 units at $70 per unit. And we sold, 520 units at $100 each. Okay, now it says show workings for all calculations, no problem. First item up, calculate the number of units held as unsold stock at year end. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't matter if it's LIFO, FIFO, or AVCO. If we take into consideration the fact that we started off with 110 units, we bought 490 more, that's 600. If we sell 520 out of 600, we're going to have 80 units left. So, of course, we want to see that, so we're going to put that here, right? Opening stock is 110 units, purchases is 490 units, so we have total units available for sale of 600 minus the number of units sold, 520, and we're going to have 80 units left, right? FIFO, LIFO, and AVCO only come into play when you want the value. That's why they're not just called stock valuation methods, they're also called cost flow assumptions. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the next part of the question. They say, calculate the value of closing stock using the FIFO method and LIFO method. Now we're getting interesting. Under FIFO, which means first in, first out, we would sell from the first batch of stock first, which means that whatever is left will come from the next batch. So the 80 units of closing stock will be valued at $70 per unit. So you're going to see across here, 80 by 70 giving us 5,600. Similarly, if we go to the LIFO method now, under LIFO, we're going to sell from the last batch in first, which means that what's left could only be from the first batch, right? And now those units are valued at $55 each. And of course, 80 by 55 is 4,400. If you need to check out my stock valuation video to help you understand that better, I'm going to put a card up in the corner there and a link in the description below. So be sure to check it out if you need to. Let's take a look at part 3 to this question. Okay, so for part 3, it's telling us calculate the gross profit for Cartel V using the LIFO value for closing stock. All right, cool. Now, hear me on this one, right? So we sold 520 units at $100 each. So our sales revenue will be the product of 520 and 100, which is 52,000. The cost of goods sold, so hear me out here. We sold 520 units. Under LIFO, the first cost that's going to be used up is the $70. So we're going to use up this entire 490 batch at 70. And then we also have to sell 30 more because remember, we're selling 520. We're starting with this batch of 490, which cannot fully satisfy 520. We have 30 left, which means that 30 is going to be pulled from this batch of stock, sorry. So we're going to have 2 batches of stock making up cost of goods sold, 490 at 70 and 30 at 55. Right, so I'm going to show that here, 490 at 70, 30 at 55. And the gross profit is $16,050. If you add up these two and subtract it from 52,000, you're going to get your gross profit of $16,050. All right, let's take a look at the next part of the question. So it says to state the main reason why it is necessary to know the stock valuation method being used by a firm for 1 mark. So very simply put, right, we want to be able to calculate the value or cost of goods sold, closing stock, and gross profit. Long story short. Next part. So part 5 is asking us to calculate the cost price that would be used for the AVCO method in valuing closing stock. All right, that's a relatively easy thing. So all we have to do is add up the total value of inventory and divide by the total number of units. So we're going to have the opening stock, 110 units at 55, giving us $6,050 worth of stock. Next, we have the purchases of 490 units at $70 each, giving us a value of $34,300, Adding those together, we're going to get $40,350, and we're going to divide by 600 units. Why 600? The opening stock was a batch of 110, and we bought 490 more. So when we divide, we're going to get a value, an average cost, a weighted average value of $67.25 per unit. Okay, and now they're asking us in part 6 here what ratio can be calculated to measure how quickly Cartel V sells its stock? And that's very simple. If you know your ratios, that's your rate of stock turnover. Okay, so that's part A. Let's take a quick look at part B. So part B reads, at the end of Cartel V's first year of operation, his accountant presents the following ratios comparing the performance of Cartel V with a competitor. So we have a nice little table here showing two ratios. So we had no calculations to do. Current ratio, Cartel V 12.5 to 1, competitor 9 to 1. Expense to sales ratio, 28% for Cartel V, 33% for competitor. First part says which of the ratios above measures control of costs. Well, that ratio is simply the expense to sales ratio. The next item is asking us which of the ratios above measures the firm's ability to meet its short-term debts. Well, that's a liquidity ratio, and the only liquidity ratio there is the current ratio. Right? And the final part of the question is asking us to prepare a short report using both ratios, comparing Cartel V's performance with that of his competitor for 2 marks. Okay, so I did a little thing here. I put that Cartel V is in a better liquidity position than his competitor, as his current ratio is higher, 12.5 to 1 versus 9 to 1. This means that Cartel V has $12.50 worth of current assets to pay off each dollar of current liabilities, whereas his competitor only has $9 of current assets with which to do the same. So Cartel V is more capable of paying off current liabilities using current assets than his competitor. Now, further, Cartel V is also better at controlling his expenses than his competitor, as indicated by his lower expense to sales ratio of 28% versus 33%. This means that Cartel V uses 28 cents out of every $1 of sales revenue to pay for operating expenses, whereas his competitor uses 33 cents out of every sales dollar to do the same. So the competitor is using 1/3 of total sales revenue to pay for expenses. Cartel V is using less than that, so Cartel V is better at controlling expenses. Okay, so that's about it for this question. Alright guys, so there you have it. That's the solution to question 7 from the May 2011 POA Paper 2. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you when I have a chance. If you want to check out any more videos, I'm going to put some cards up here. Don't forget to subscribe and please be sure to check out my website where you'll find some pretty useful POA handouts. Anyway guys, as per usual, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you next time. Bye.